Hopes are high that hostage negotiations will succeed, and the 3 kittens, several birds, and myriad of small, easily killed fish will soon be released. All this and more in tonight's top stories. But first, a look at the other stories you'll see this hour. Off to Bud Hendricks at the sports desk. Bud?
Thanks, Brian. We've got some great highlights later of the game between the Burlington Wizards and the New Haven Cripples, and some lowlights of the massive riots that follow. You won't want to miss it.
Thanks, Bud. Also later, Chip will have a full weather forecast. Right, Chip?
Sure will, Brian, but right now I'm only going to tease you with it. Sun. Cloud, maybe. Could it happen tomorrow? Who knows? I do. Better stay tuned.
Can't wait, Chip. And Dr. Laura Hawley has some surprising medical news.
Indeed, Brian. I have breaking news of a life-threatening outbreak that could threaten your life. This is quite seriously information that could prevent your imminent death. Later in the hour.
Can't wait to hear that. Also later this hour, Reese has your back with some consumer reports.
Do I? You may be surprised at how much you're overspending on your groceries, especially if your name's Bryony Selkirk, whose consumer habits I've been watching for the last week from my van.
Over at the 18th century desk, Ted's working on some stories.
Indeed, Brian. Colonial tensions between France and England are reaching an all-time high, and it looks like any day now we could be seeing the outbreak of the 7 Years' War. How long will it last? Stay tuned to find out.
Thanks, Ted. Ryan, as always, has the latest on what Ted does in his off hours with the Ted Watch.
Brian, I know I say this every day, but you won't believe what Ted has gotten up to lately. It's frankly making me uncomfortable being in the same building as him.
And so say we all, Ryan. Karen has the financial news.
Well, Brian, looking at these numbers, it's clear that I'm eating out too much, and it's really cutting into my monthly budget. I should be saving for a down payment on that house that Jim and I are looking at, but it's so tough in this economy. My hobby may need to suffer some cutbacks, despite not being as expensive as Ted's.
Just want to jump in here again and reiterate that, as you say, Karen, Ted has been up to some sick things. Can't wait to tell you more later in the hour. Karen?
Brian?
Edgar.
Thanks, Brian. Things were abuzz in movie news this week. I rented Galaxy Quest, and oh, that was a great film. You know, I forgot how much I like it. And oh, I saw the 300 Spartans on the History Channel, the one from 1962. And, you know, that's a great film. I just love a good historical epic.
Jumping in here, Edgar, if you're looking for a historical epic, it looks like Prussia could become involved, turning this whole thing into a powder keg ready to explode at any moment.
Speaking of exploding at any moment, I have some crucial information on what signs to look for and how to know if you need to get yourself checked out.
Also, check out some photos we snapped of Ted actively engaged in something that, well, I'm not sure is even legal.
On that topic, Bryony, if you're watching, I never came within 200 yards, so don't go getting all bent out of shape about it.
That's exactly how some of the players ended up following the bench-clearing brawl at the game. We have the shocking video of the rained-out event.
A game they would have canceled in advance had they been paying attention. But no, no one listens. Why do I even try? Bud?
Reese?
Ryan?
Laura?
Ted?
Edgar.
Brian?
Mark.
Thanks, Brian. All that tonight on the evening edition. For what to look forward to on the late edition, here's Hal Johnson. Hal? Thanks, Hal. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. This has been Action 9 News at 5.